Hello and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're going to be starting Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, I haven't played this game since 2016 and I put in, I think it was 15.8 hours. So I didn't get very far, but if we look at my save file, it says I got to sequence 8 memory 2, 19% progress. I don't remember getting very far, but clearly in 16 hours I got to sequence 8, so maybe I was rushing through the story due to dealing with all the bugs. Hopefully we're not going to have a load of bugs today, but I will tell you now, this game is already slowing my PC down. It took quite a while to get the stream started. Also, when loading up the game, there are unskippable like holding screens, one of which is saying, when this symbol appears, the game is saving. But it sticks around for like 20 seconds and you can't skip it. It's really weird. So, without further ado, let's begin. Can I delete this save? Can I make a new save? It's not going to be an option. How do I make a new save? Can I load this and delete it maybe? Maybe a spoiler warning? Oh gosh, is this how long it's going to take to load? Looks pretty nice, but yeah. How do I make a new beginning? Crap, I didn't consider I wouldn't have access to multiple save files. Well, at least you can see where I got to, so if I do delete my save entirely, you can see what I've done. Progress tracker, I'm that far through. I guess. No. Quit to desktop? Oh no, don't make me quit the entire thing. You sure you want to return to your simulation of Paris? No, I want to leave to the main menu. I've got to go to desktop to do that. No, hold on. Let me just look it up. I'll have to use my phone to do so. Assassin's Creed Unity new save. I have to delete the file. Alright. Exit desktop. Great. Hey Island, welcome back to the stream. I've got to modify my game files in order to create a new save. I'm just going to it now. Steam apps. It's not on this drive. I have very few games on my C drive, they're all on D. I have Among Us, CSGO, Half-Life, Half-Life Alyx, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, Portal 1 and 2, Red Faction 2, Shapes.io, VR chat. Alright, let's try the D drive. Common, Assassin's Creed Unity. It says delete the 720 or 857 file. Where's that? I don't see that in the main folder. Let me just put this on screen so you can see what I'm looking at. It's none of those. None of those. It won't be a DLC folder. It's got to be saved somewhere else then, it's not here. Oh, I wonder if it sticks it into documents or something. Yes, it does. Ah, this PC documents. Oh. Even then, it's not actually there. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the save file from 2015 or 16 or whatever it was, so I can delete it and start a new game. They all save to Uplay Cloud, right. Hold on. Maybe there's a Uplay Cloud folder? Okay. Oh, it is. Okay, it's under the Ubisoft launcher. Okay. Program files. ST Ubisoft. Ubisoft game launcher. Save games. Is this it? Is that my profile? So it's the 720 or 857. There it is. Why are the two files not here? Delete the 720 or 857 file, but it's a folder. It is okay. You can delete the folder. May need to disable cloud save functionality within Ubisoft Connect. Okay, well let's try without disabling that feature because I don't know how just yet. Right, that file's gone. Now let's try again. Launching. There's a new 857 folder. Can't skip this. Can't skip this. And I can't skip this. This is a huge waste of time right now. This holding screen and this holding screen I cannot skip. Okay. Damn it. It's still there. Okay. How do I disable that? Like I said. You may need to disable the cloud save functionality within Ubisoft Connect in order for you to start a new save file without the old save file being re-downloaded and overwriting it. To do this, open the Ubisoft game launcher. Open the Ubisoft game launcher. Select the gear icon in the upper right hand corner of the window. That doesn't exist because the launcher has changed. This is my launcher. There's no gear here. I'll check the account information, but I don't want to have that in front of everyone. From the drop down menu, select settings and go to drop down menu, uncheck the option enable cloud save synchronization. I don't see anything to modify. It's actually the menu in the top left. Settings. Enable cloud save synchronization. There we go. Unchecked. I assume that saves the setting. Okay, deleting the folder. Launching the game again. I thought this would have bugs, but I didn't expect to have trouble making a new save file. So I'll have to start the game, and then whenever I actually close the game, the save file, I'll have to then enable cloud sync again, right? And now we wait. Where are my snacks? I had some shortbread. They've gone. I've got Whisper chocolate. Lovely. Sorry for the noise. I'll mute the mics. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, this is new? Yeah, new game. Alright, nice.
The past is not lost. The past lives inside us.
No. It disabled subtitles. Oh no, I can't enable subtitles. They're on the menu. I can't get to the menu and enable subtitles. Alright, I guess I gotta relaunch the game again. I just Alt F4 because I thought I missed the menu. Right, this is the final launch. Let's go. My apologies, I shouldn't have Alt F4'd. Come on, launch. Oh. This game really struggles to launch if you have it very much. That's a fair enough. Here we go. Assassin's Creed Unity. Straight away, the logo, similar to Rome with slash through it. Don't know if that was intended.
The past is not lost. The past lives inside us. Encoded in the double helix are the experiences of our ancestors. After 3 decades of research, our engineers have forged the cutting edge of biotechnological interfaces. We have unlocked the lives of our forebears. We have opened a window into the past. This is total immersion entertainment. With the press of a button, you will experience the most pivotal moments in history. All from the comfort of home. Welcome to to Helix, where the past is your playground.
That was a really simple cutscene, but it was actually pretty nice. Just a few objects with the camera moving backwards. Oh! What's this? Oh! Oh, I think I remember this. Yeah. So, it says all these things are here, but actually, they're not. This is just a fake menu. As if someone in the world of Assassin's Creed was playing their new Animus device developed by Abstergo, and they're like, oh, I would like to play one of these games. Oh, I don't have access to the games, I guess I'll play this one. So, The Tragedy of Jacques de Molay. So this is supposed to be a Templar-influenced perspective on the events of Unity. I mean, you can tell it's all Templar influenced because it's Triumph of Borgias, you know? Murder in the Levant, making him sound like a bad guy. Washington and the Wolf, so it's Washington focused. What's that? There are some here that I don't even know what they are. Liberation of Lady Evelyn. So that would be saying like the Templar mother of hers was to thank the Lone Eagle. Is that Hatham? Yeah, I actually do like Hatham quite a bit, especially with the backstory we found out yesterday. Okay. The Tragedy of Jacques de Molay.
Last of the heroic Knights Templar, Jacques de Molay was a man of principle, a towering intellect, betrayed by those he trusted. In this episode of Fallen Heroes, experience Jacques de Molay's final tragic hours through the eyes of one of his closest friends and advisors.
Okay, that's not what the text says. It doesn't match properly. But whatever. Last of the heroic Knights Templar, Jacques de Molay was a man of principle, a towering intellect betrayed by the man he trusted most. Not those who he trusted, the man he trusted most. So, one person, not implied many. Hey Soviet, welcome back. The corrupt king of France. So the French king betrayed him, apparently. Here we go. Paris, France, 13th of October, 1307. Damn, that's way before the last games.
Who goes there?
A friend of the temple.
Schluaurak. The Council's message was absolute. You're not welcome here.
I must speak with the Grand Master.
Pretty good graphics.
He's in session. They all are. Another day, perhaps.
King Philip disagrees.
Damn you, man.
Even with good graphics, you can still see the polygons. Whatever.
Why you're not rotting in a cell at this moment, I cannot fathom.
The cutscene lost some frames there. I don't think that's a bad sign. My current graphics card is way better than what was required back when this game released. I mean, it's only a 2060, but it's still pretty nice.
We are betrayed! Draw your swords, men! Defend the temple! Not you, brother. I have a different task for you. Come with me.
Jacques de Molay. View full screen. Oh, no. Jacques de Molay was born between 1245 and 1250. Now that's a long labour. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, we're gonna have these bad little jokes stuck in through all of them again. Whatever, that's fine. He was born, no doubt, in Molay, Haute-Saône. He was received into the Order of the Templars at the Beaune House in 1265, after the fall of Acre. A general chapter meeting of the Order met at Cyprus in September 1291. He was elected Grand Master on April 20th. Why is it the right way around? Day, then month, and then suddenly it's changed it here. Whatever. 20th of April, 1292, and led the Templars to the height of power. Under his influence, the course of European history would change for the better. So says the Templars. Okay. In 1307, Philip IV of France and Pope Clement V concocted a scheme to destroy the Templar Order. King Philip, deep in debt to the Order, drummed up largely unsubstantiated charges of heresy and blasphemy against de Molay and his followers. On the 13th of October, coordinated raids ended with the arrest of nearly every Templar in France. Damn, nice job. On the 2nd of May 1312, the Pope officially dissolved the Order and gifted all of its assets to the Knights Hospitaller. In March of 1314, Jacques de Molay was burned at the stake. With him died one of the great civilizing forces of Western Europe. In 2001, researchers at the Vatican's secret archives uncovered a document written in 1308 by Pope Clement, which absolved Jacques de Molay of all charges. How the parchment was lost remains a mystery, though I think we can agree it didn't lose itself.
Philip's moving faster than we expected.
Another hand is at work here.
Oh,
The assassins.
Alright, yeah, let's get the subtitles so we can actually, first of all, hear and understand over the game, and hear and understand while I speak as well. That way I'm not just sitting silently for half the game.
assassins. I thought the Mongol Khans broke their power decades ago.
The assassins are far older than Massacre, my friend. Their anarchic delusions are virulent as the plague, less easily eradicated. We will not prevail this night, but if you make haste, we may yet save our order.
What must I do?
Go to the tower. Take the sword and the book. Hide them. They must not fall into the assassin's hands.
Grandmaster, I
Go!
will.
Camera jerked again. This is the bug I was having before, back in 2016.
Hold the bridge! Hold! Now, have to take a different way.
How's this coming through, by the way? Is it coming through alright? Obviously it's the first time streaming it, so I need to check. It looks fine on... Wait, no. Is OBS lagging? I'm gonna turn the graphics down, because the game is jerking and apparently OBS is lagging. Let me see. Actually, let me look around and see how it looks on the phone. Just losing frames? Alright. It shouldn't be 24 Hz. Is that confusing OBS? It should be 30. Right, first of all, let's see if that made a new difference. No, OBS is still losing frames. Shadow low. That can make a huge difference. It already seems a lot smoother in game. OBS might seem okay. You guys let me know if OBS, or the capture in general, is being a problem. Okay? Let me know if you... That's someone falling, let's see. Let me know if the stream is watchable or unwatchable, alright? Because to me I'm not losing frames right now. But if the stream is, I need to know. Ah, so you actually have to choose to climb now, you know? Why does the sound seem fast?
Don't let him through!
The tower! They've breached the tower! They've taken them!
Why is the stream so choppy? Let me check Task Manager. Unity is doing between 30 and 60% my CPU. Actually, let me put it there so I can see. %, 72, 74, 75% of my CPU just to turn the camera in game. And 52% of GPU. Jags on screen now. Alright, I'm going to turn it back up and we'll just see how it goes. Nobody's telling me in chat that there's an issue, so maybe I'm overthinking it. What I might do is, between streams, launch the game and just fiddle with the settings to see how it affects the OBS capture even without it streaming it. I looked at the stream bar later and found everything was absolutely fine the whole time. I'm really hoping that's the case. And my OBS is just showing me the Codex Pater. What's that? Invictus or something? Special sword. So we're probably going to raid this place as an assassin to get those items, right? I guess that's that. So what about his genetic memories? I didn't get that. He didn't have a kid, he died. Or did he? 7 years later.
Pope Clement, hear me? Before this year is out, you will answer for your crimes before God Almighty! And you, King Philip, no punishment is too heinous for the great evil you have inflicted upon the temple. I curse you! Curse you to the 13th generation of your blood! You shall be cursed!
Consumed in flames of hunger and wrath, thus came the age of true wisdom to a blistering close. The Knights Templar, once the proud shepherds of order, peace, and illumination, were no more.
I wonder if the curse actually worked.
Yeah, let's get a sniffer running. If Abstergo pings us, pull me out. Okay. I have a visual. Hey there. This is probably disorienting, so I'll be brief. I'm Bishop, not my real name, obviously, but that's as much as you'll get today. Please listen carefully. Abstergo is using you, hijacking your neurons to help them sift through genetic memory data. These guys have their fingers in countless corporations, governments, media outlets, and NGOs. But now, they want control over history itself. If that doesn't frighten you, it should. But we're here to stop them, and I need your help. Deacon, preload gene sequence AD16, B13, I87.
Yep, spooling it up.
Last week, we gained access to a bank of unsequenced memories in Abstergo's Helix servers. For now, we'd like you to experience a small sample. This should help you understand our struggle. And after that, you can decide for yourself what comes next. We'll be waiting.
Okay. So, when we were playing Rogue, we found out that all of Arno's memories were taken. Now the assassins are using them and injecting them into this experience. Messiah, 27th of December 1776. We've already played this as Shay, so we know what's about to happen.
Arno,
Can't I go with you, Father?
courage, my boy. You wait just here. I will return when this hand reaches the top.
That's forever.
Not as long as all that. And when I get back, we'll see the fireworks. And Arno, no exploring, hmm?
Yes, Father.
Time to explore. His hair looks weird. Looks pasted on. It's got good skin diffusion, but then the hair just looks like paint. That's better. It's closer. this distance it does just look like varnish or something. So, around this corner we should see Shay. Oh, I pressed it too late. Database. I want to read the database things as we go instead of leaving them to much later like I did before. I guess we missed that earlier. ACU de Floirac, a coprier of the Covenant of Montfaucon. ACU had been imprisoned at the same time as a renegade Templar. ACU and this unnamed Templar confided in each other, whereupon the Templar allegedly revealed a great many vices and misdeeds within the Order. Upon the strength of this evidence, the Order of the Poor Knights of the Temple of Solomon, the Knights Templar, were rounded up and destroyed. Okay, so that's just the other guy that burnt with him, right? So we're in Palace de Versailles. It's AC, right? Or is it Versailles? I think it's Versailles. Palais de Versailles. Originally a hunting lodge built for Louis XIII, the Palace of Versailles was expanded into one of the largest palaces in the world, and the seat of the French monarchy under the reign of his successor, Louis XIV. The royal family abandoned the palace for the Tuileries in Paris at the outset of the French Revolution. After the king's arrest, Versailles, along with all royal possessions, was confiscated and sealed. The furnishings were sold at auction in 1793, and in 1794 it was turned into a museum. Odd, they got rid of everything in it and then turned it into a museum. What were people supposed to look at? Small signs saying a fancy chair used to be here? Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it? Despite the various restorations, empires and revolutions that followed, Versailles would never again be a centre of political power. Events. Persecution of the Templars under Philip the Fair. So that was the original sequence we did way back. When Philip IV of France, known as Philip the Fair, came to the throne in October 1285, he was determined to reorganise the kingdom's finances. The Crown of France was in substantial debt to the Order of the Knights Templar, which had become an order of rich bankers. In order to seize its fortunes and destroy its political importance, Philip the Fair decreed the order dissolved. He promptly arrested all the Templars in France and urged other European sovereigns to follow suit. Arrested in Paris, 138 Templars faced the accusations of Guillaume Imbert de Paris, head of the Inquisition in France. Among other blasphemies, the Templars were accused of worshipping an odd idol, Baphomet. Legend has it that at his execution, Jacques de Molay placed a deadly curse on his accusers. Pope Clement, Chevalier Guillaume de Nogaret, King Philip, I summon you to the tribunal of heaven before the year is out. Curse you, curse you, curse you, curse you all until the 13th generation of your progeny. I'm totally using that the next time I'm thrown out of the local pub. Curse you all until the 13th generation of your progeny. Yeah, okay. Bad virtue. That is everything so far.
Too slow.
So right here we should see Shay pass. Okay, maybe in the next room.
This way.
It's not him.
Garde, attrapez-les! Don't even think about moving.
Quickly, quickly. Are you trying?
Wait, are these not the right rooms? Here we go. It should be above somewhere. Here. Yeah, I think he comes... Yeah, he comes from here. So this place is new to me. What's with the little tents? Well, not tents, I guess they're wooden.
Bet you can't steal one.
Thief! Put that back!
Alright. To escape, break your pursuer's line of sight to create a last known position.
Put that away now!
These are for His Royal Highness, not the likes of you.
Damn it! The hell's going on?
Will he search this because it's nearby?
Do you know what the penalty is for stealing?
Got you now! Hold there, damn you!
He actually cares.
What have we here? A thief?
No, sir. Sorry.
So I need to go away.
Thief! Put that back!
Ah, hell. What happened?
Put that away now!
Do you know what the penalty is for stealing?
Got you now!
Oh wait.
Damn it! The
can't go
hell's
through the
going
door.
on?
He's not just going to stay there, surely. Good, he's come around the corner this time. He's going back to his post, but he's approaching. And there we go. Do I have eagle vision? No.
Hurry. Through here. Did you see their faces when we stole those apples?
I'm Arno.
Elise.
I'm here with my father.
So am I. He has important business with the king.
Right now, Shay should be passing them.
What should we do now?
Shh.
So we're talking.
Listen.
That's
Don't worry. They'll never think to look for us in here.
It was my fault. I'm the one who took the apple.
Let's see where they're going.
child voice acting always sounds weird. Just off in some way.
Keep
I
up.
sincerely hope this unfortunate affair does not darken your opinion of our nation.
Monsieur, if we judged nations by the character of their
Elise.
criminals,
Father?
we should all be called
Come here,
barbarians.
girls, now.
Father?
Daddy,
Come away, boy.
Arnold. Arnold. Look at me.
Where's her phone? So we're going to be adopted in? Maybe? look at me. District's records one part. 13 years later. If that guy was friends with his father and the father was...
Can't win fairly at cards, so you stoop to thieving, you bastard!
Calm down, Victor. I've only come for my watch.
It's my watch. I want it fairly.
Well, in a just world, Victor, I would agree with you, but this is not a just world. This is France.
You're a dead man.
Oh, step lightly there, you'll hurt yourself.
No.
You just had a nice chat with your brother.
Hugo, fetch the marshals.
Hold on a minute. Diable.
I've got it, Victor.
Wait, Hugo? Is that from Connor's homestead?
I say.
Are they the two woodworkers?
Pardon, madam. Gentlemen, please, we can come to an understanding. Please, excuse him, he's not housebroken.
Ah, I missed. Yes.
A big-headed blacksmith like you probably can't even read a watch.
Come over here and say that.
No.
Get back in!
So I need to knock
Over
this
there!
out.
Emparez-vous de lui!
Keeping up? Shall I pull break?
Nice, nice. We have control one way or the other. That's not a good place to be, is it?
Ah, much too slow!
Ow! Bloody hell!
Need to catch up!
Let me through the door, quick! Drop, drop, drop!
You're climbing off too.
And apparently I'm exploring districts as I go. Create a last known position. What are you doing? Yeah, that's my bad. I wasn't pressing E, I was pressing space. There's a chest there. I should be free now. Arno Victor Dorian, the main character of this game. Born to Charles and Marie Dorian in 1768, Arno appears to have spent most of his early childhood travelling around Europe and North Africa with his father, his mother having left after what was described as a philosophical difference. Philosophical difference here can be taken to mean found out her husband had killed people for political reasons. I imagine she was very keen to consciously uncouple from that guy as quickly as possible. Right. So, whether his father is assassin or Templar, he did kill people, and that's why the mother left. Arno drops out of the historical record until the mid-1780s, when his name comes up in several dispatches from the Marshalsea in and around Versailles. Fragmented records identify him as a prisoner of the Bastille in 1789, but he was not among the prisoners liberated when the fortress was stormed. The only other direct references to an Arno Dorian are in the journals of Napoleon, in entries dated August 1792, October 1795, and May 1808. I'm still working to dig up more details on Arno's relationship to Napoleon. Suffice to say, they had an interesting friendship, in the way that a philosophical difference can be interesting. Francois de la Serre. Little information about Francois de la Serre survives. A minor nobleman, he kept an estate in Versailles and a smaller house in Paris, and was known to be a close confidant of the king and of Mirabeau. His wife Julie died sometime around 1777, and de la Serre was left to raise his daughter Elise on his own. Go to the Delasser estate. Can I climb? Oh yeah, space. Right, there was a chest back here. Can I get that? Strange that to leap you have to free run down. Yes, there is a collision. Oh. Oh, it's proximity. It's not line of sight.
And where in God's name have you been?
Oh, I managed to get where I needed to.
Ha! Got you now, you little shit!
Just a little misunderstanding. Nothing to...
Your master's harboring a common criminal. In broad daylight, he broke into my home and stole my watch.
Did he indeed? Well, I'm sure the Marshalsea would be more than willing to sort this out.
Sort what out, Olivier?
A most serious accusation against your ward, sir.
He robbed me.
Of what, precisely? Wait for me in my library.
They'll probably just be paid off.
Don't give me that look. Victor cheats when he plays Pharaoh. Everyone knows it.
Arno? Who are you talking to?
No one, monsieur.
You'll be happy to learn I persuaded Olivier to leave off calling the Marshalsea. Again.
Je vous remercie, monsieur.
What is this? The 6th time? The 7th? Perhaps a new hobby might be better for your health.
Well, I find playing cards affords many opportunities for fresh air and exercise.
We'll talk about this later. I have business in town and must collect Elise before I can attend to it.
Elise is here?
Only for the night. She returns to Paris first thing tomorrow.
She'll need an escort, won't she, with you so preoccupied?
One of you running amok is quite enough. Remain here and see if Olivier has any chores for you.
Sure he does.
What was that?
Give my regards to Elise.
I like this dynamic. I can already see this is well written. Inferences of behaviour for both he and Elise. Dynamics of the adoptive father looking after the son, even though he's disapproving of his ways. Yeah, it's complex. It's written very nicely. I've got good hopes, high hopes for the rest of the game. Sequence 1, Memory 1, Memories of Versailles, Memory complete. Continue, view and progress tracker, rate this memory. I don't want to rate any memories, probably. Let's just continue. Nice that it gives you the options though, saves you time. They probably got feedback that it's annoying having to go in and out of menus slowly. This just loaded so fast. Brilliant. So I've got 0, what is that, florins? Or francs maybe? 0, was that animus fragments? Or maybe that one is? And is that 320 helix points? Village de Versailles. When Louis XIII built his first hunting lodge in the village of Versailles in 1623, it was surrounded by a vast forest where the king could indulge in his favourite sport. It was his son Louis XIV who decided to make it the central point of France. In the 1660s, he decided to construct a chateau commensurate with his ambition to control the French state. In actual fact, he left Paris behind for fear of the revolts he had known as a child during the Fronde. In short, he no longer wanted to be subject to the fervour of Parisian crowds. Between 1665 and 1680, some 25,000 men and 6,000 horses busied themselves daily. One team worked days, the other nights by torchlight. The church apparently tolerated work on Sundays. The French king wanted the magnificence of the palace to reveal his unequalled power to the rest of Europe, as capable of forcing nature as he was of imposing his law on the world. Versailles was a showcase. Nothing short of perfection would be tolerated. I find it hard enough to install decking. Mind you, I didn't have 6,000 horses to help me. Not that they're much good with hammers. That's a really bad joke. The village of Versailles would also quickly develop, if only to accommodate all the courtiers. In 1682 they numbered 6,000. By 1690 their number had reached 10,000. To ensure their continued presence in Versailles, Louis XIV determined that all buildings erected in Versailles be non-liable to seizure or debt, which made the village particularly attractive. Louis XV and Louis XVI would both make a great many changes to the chateau, while transforming the village into a hub from which the royal administration exerted its power. It was in the Salle des Menus Plaisirs, literally the room of lesser pleasures, essentially a storeroom for royal decorations and disguises, that the Estates General were held in May 1789. Okay, I'm not sure how that's relevant to us. Frame drops. What's this? Why is that gold? Maybe I can interact with it later. Wait, is it all the clocks? Why do the clocks matter? Chests are beneath me. So it's the destination. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop! I'm just trying to press run. It keeps calling. Something beneath. Oh wait, no, that's just a reflection. It's an attempt at ray tracing, but it wouldn't reach through the door like that. Not the doorway, the physical door blocking the light. I'll speak to that guy in a sec. Maybe this. What did I get? It didn't pop up, right? I got nothing? What did I get? I don't know what that was. Sequence Mod Memory 2, the Estates General. An urgent message has arrived for an absent M. de la Serre. Track him down and deliver it post haste. Okay.
Thrown out onto the street yet?
Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you?
It'd break my heart.
Olivier, if I weren't here, who'd do all your work for you?
The horses need brushing, boy. Get to it.
Certainement, monsieur.
Sire de la Serre, wait! Nom de Dieu. Nom de Dieu, nom de Dieu.
Some trouble, mon ami?
A letter for Sire de la Serre. It's very important.
Oh, calm yourself, Perrault. That letter won't reach Monsieur de la Serre any faster if you drop dead of exhaustion. Give it here. I'll catch
You
him.
must receive it today. It's very...
Very important. Yes, I heard you the first time. I'll see that he gets it.
Right, so we just gotta chase it down.
Monsieur de la Serre! Stop! Make way, make way!
Nice. Oh, that didn't help at all. I should have crossed over the road then, shouldn't I? surprised you made that. Ah, brilliant.
Monsieur de la Serre! Votre excuse, wrong carriage.
That wasn't my fault, that was the game.
What I need is a bird's eye view.
But also that was the right carriage, wasn't it? Maybe it changed while the cutscene happened. Les Miserables. Sean here. Oh, so it is Sean, and he's dropped the code name. Sean here. Look, I just want to get this out of the way, because as soon as anyone mentions the French Revolution, someone else's eyes light up and they start going, "Do you hear the people sing?" Wait, how does it go? I don't know it. In that weird way people do when they're both talking and singing at the same time, and then I have to listen to a god-awful rendition of the song from that god-awful musical, and I seriously start to consider trapping my fingers in a door just so I have something else to think about. The French Revolution, the one you're in, started in 1789. Have you got that? Les Miserables, the novel by Victor Hugo, later turned into a musical by someone who very clearly hates me personally and is dead set on making my life a living, breathing hell, is set in Paris in this time period between 1815 and 1832, which was an entirely different revolution. Stop looking for Jean Valjean, alright? He is not here. Anyway, I prefer cats, it's more believable. Brilliant, Sean, thanks. Welcome to the database. Oh, this is supposed to be what I read first. Can I do his voice? Hello, we haven't met yet, but you can call me Sean. Yeah, something like that. I just thought I'd say, it seems Abstergo has put together a rather lovely historical database that you can peruse as you're running around. Unfortunately for you, the historian gave things a bit of a, well, let's just say they have a particular viewpoint they're keen to get across. By which I mean they're Templars, and they think like Templars, and they lie about people who aren't Templars. Well, they do lie about the Templars too. So I'm just going to go through and add in some explanatory footnotes as I go to give you a bit more of a balanced perspective. Well, I'll try for balance. I'll aim for it. Balance is certainly something worth striving for, or at least thinking about. Or maybe I'll just mention it here and you can be your own judge. Thanks for the honesty. Also, and far be it for me to criticise because they've given it quite some effort, but the way they write this history is dry as a freeze-dried, dry-cleaned, dry thing with a particularly chronic case of dry mouth, which has been left out in the sun and then popped in the oven. So let me at least attempt to make it that smidgen more readable. Although that's the last time I'll ever use the word smidgen. Isn't that incorrectly spelled anyway, isn't it? E-O-N? To the church spire. So I can just hold shift, but if I want to pick a particular direction, I press E or space. Ooh, that's lucky that he could get on the top there, because I didn't particularly do it. Synchronize. I have a plus 3D of that building. The Estates General, 5th of May, 1789.
There you are.
Go to the church spire. I've already done it. Find the lower gallery. Are you going to tell me about this place I'm at? I'm pretty sure it's the thing I have plus 3D of. I'm not entirely sure now because it's not got a historical entry. I actually pressed space instead of B, but it still worked. Eagle Vision. Press V to use Eagle Vision and locate guards around you. Walk through dense crowds to move past the guards undetected.
I'm warning you, citizen!
Ah!
Back of the line.
Hotel des Menus Plaisirs. Built at the command of Louis XV to house the organisation responsible for preparing royal ceremonies and festivals, the Hotel des Menus Plaisirs in Versailles was most famous as the site of the Estates General in 1789. During the Revolution, it served variously as a courthouse, barracks, and bread distribution centre. Much of the historic building was destroyed in 1800 when the property was sold to a private citizen. Today, the site is home to the Centre de Baroque Musique de Versailles.
Don't push me! I love your head! Hey,
What was that?
there.
It doesn't.
Bloody vanished, he has.
So they can't detect me right next to them. Eagle Vision has a cooldown? I'm not dressed like this gig at all, I just stick out like so thin. That guy's clothes are glitching in. Several are, they're flickering.
You wanna fight me?
Ce passage-là est bien nécessaire. Restons-en là. On a déjà évoqué ce mois par ailleurs. C'est comme une épidémie.
Attends, où est-ce que tu restes?
Mais il s'agit de votre frère. Les deux mariés ont été condamnés par le tribunal. Et moi, ce passage-là est bien nécessaire. Dans la famille, on a déjà évoqué ce mois par ailleurs.
Where am I supposed to go?
L'effet de répétition est reconnu pour son efficacité. Mais quelque chose qui est excessif. Je suis ravi de faire de même de mon côté.
Are there any guards in here? Can I run? Gold chest in here. Estates General of 1789. The Estates General was a general assembly representing the three classes or estates of French society: the clergy, the first estate, the nobility, the second estate, and the peasantry, the third estate. The Estates General was not a legislative body like the English Parliament, rather its role was to advise the king, with whom all authority lay. I've often imagined what it might be like to be a king. I think my first rule would be to make all crime illegal. Boom, just like that, you're welcome. Great job, Sean. It was infrequently called before the onset of the Revolution. The last meeting of the Estates General was in 1614. The Estates General sat for several weeks in May and June of 1789 to address the financial crisis facing the realm. thanks in no small part to the French government's role in financing the American Revolution. Ah, yes, of course. The meeting quickly came to an impasse over the first item on the agenda. However, whether the Estates General should vote collectively by estate, which would give an advantage to the First and Second Estates, or vote individually, which would give the more numerous Third Estate the advantage. Deadlocked, the deputies of the Third Estate began to discuss political reforms rather than the financial crisis that had been the original agenda. The meeting of the Estates General dissolved when the Third Estate declared itself the National Assembly and announced that it would conduct the nation's affairs. The First and Second Estates were invited to join the Assembly, but it was clear which way the political wind was blowing. The French Revolution was beginning. Third Estate. If the First Estate was the Church and the Second Estate was the nobility, the Third Estate was everyone else. It comprised beggars, peasants, the bourgeoisie, notaries, doctors, lawyers, artisans, bankers, and even scholars, who at the time represented approximately 96% of the population. I don't think that means 96% of the population were scholars. If it did, this would be one terrifically nerdy time period. I dare say you and I would have fit in rather well. Thanks, Sean. In a pamphlet entitled What is the Third Estate, published in 1789, Sayes wrote, "What is the Third Estate? Everything. What has it been until now in the political order? Nothing. What does it ask? To become something. Nothing be done without it. Everything would be infinitely better with the two other, without the other two orders." So abolished clergy and was it one nobility? Upper class. The game does have a bit of choppy frame. Let's see.
Et qui peut ouvrir à la nation une nouvelle source de bonheur.
Where the devil are they?
Une guerre dispendieuse mais honorable en a été la cause. L'augmentation des impôts en a été la suite nécessaire et l'inquiétude générale, un désir exagéré d'innovation.
We're going to need to go through the ground.
Se atteignent fixés par une réunion d'habissage modérée. C'est dans cette confiance, messieurs, avec sensibilité, qu'elle a déjà été justifiée par les dispositions que les deux premiers ordres ont montrées avant.
Estates General Deputies. In March 1785, elections were held to select the 578 deputies of the three estates. The list of deputies included such men as Robespierre, Monier, Barnave, Sees, and the Comte de Mirabeau, who, although a noble, chose to sit as a deputy of the Third Estate. Most of the men who comprised the Third Estate were in their late 20s or early 30s. The plain black clothes worn by the deputies of the Third Estate contrasted sharply with the luxurious, brightly coloured garments of the nobles and the clergy. Also, they were very sleek.
Leurs privilèges pécuniaires.
I didn't get that. King Louis XVI. Damn it. No. King Louis was never meant to become king, but his father died in 1765, followed by his two older brothers. When his grandfather, Louis XV, died in 1774, he came to a throne for which he was ill-prepared. Louis and his wife would fail to provide France with an heir for 7 years, to the derision of the French people. Even the celebrations of their wedding... Even the celebrations of their wedding day would end in tragedy with the death of 100 Parisians following a stampede at a fireworks display. Bloody hell. An indecisive man, in the words of one deputy, the king spent his whole life saying each evening that he was mistaken the same morning. As his younger brother, the future Charles X, would say, not without irony, trying to get Louis to hold to a position was like trying to hold greased billiard balls together. Amazing that phrase never caught on, really, but then trying to get a phrase to catch on is like oiling a hammer and expecting a cat to marry it. You can use that one if you like. Thanks, Sean. His 19-year reign would become increasingly agitated since the court was incapable of reform. Louis XV had merely covered up the nation's problems without actually resolving anything. His heir wished to be called Louis the Severe to contrast with the permissiveness and debauchery of his grandfather, but as far as public opinion was concerned, he would be Louis the Weak. Never mind Louis the Weak, there were so many men called Louis around you could have had a Louis of the Week. Okay, that was slightly funny, good job. What decisions he actually managed to make turned against him. The war with England to support Franklin and Washington would ruin the kingdom, and by 1789, debt-ridden France had reached a state of virtual bankruptcy. This situation was exacerbated by the trade treaty with London. The British, who were way ahead of the French technologically, inundated France with their industrial products, spelling ruin for French artisans. Some of these products would even be used in the revolutionary riots. While food shortages were due to bad crops and weather, those who were hungry blamed them on the rich. Meanwhile, pampered and pensioned in Versailles, far away from their roots, the nobility had become another adversary that would further undermine the system. The same went for the lower orders of the clergy, who shared the general misery of their flock. The king didn't see it coming. The nobles would bring about a revolution, to which they too would fall victim. In the summer of 1791, with the revolution heating up, Louis approved the perilous plan to secretly flee from Paris to the supposedly loyal troops in the east. The royal family's arrest at Varennes would spell the end of absolute monarchy. On 10th of August, when the grounds of the Tuileries were invaded, Louis took refuge in the National Assembly, but the damage was done. Shortly thereafter, he was stripped of his power, arrested, and sent to the medieval fortress of the Temple, and from there to his doom. His trial was brief, and ultimately only for show. Witnesses who testified in his favour were massacred in 2 instances, while the documents that could have proved him innocent were not passed on to his defenders. In short, it was a travesty. The judges had all but decided on the verdict from the onset. The absolute monarch, who didn't even reign over his court, was influenced by all those who surrounded him. What should I do? He asked the reactionary French writer Rivarol in September 1789. Act like a king, came the reply. If only. Louis, who had a passion for geography and great exploration, and whose hobbies were locksmithing and carpentry, was simply not cut out for the job. In my experience, you should never trust a man who lists his hobby as locksmithing. But I enjoy watching lockpicking lawyer. Oh, I need to wait for it to pop. Okay, so the guy we want backstage, we can get there from above, maybe? We need to get the letter to him. Hopefully, we do it before whatever
des idées que je
event
recevrai
happens.
avec
Maybe not too late.
malgré la ressource.
So, who or what will take its place? Another king? A council of capable men?
That is the question, isn't it?
A truce, then.
What the devil was that about? Now, we can resolve this without recourse to violence, can't we? Get him, Yuko! I suppose not.
He should have sounded muffled.
Get him, Yuko!
I pressed A, but it was too fast. Oh, he's got so much health.
Easy, big fella. Get him, Yuko! Let's see you run away this time.
I mean, it should have been done.
You can't take us both at once.
I can.
No rich old man
So for
to
him, I have
save
to
you
dodge. For the other guy, I have to parry.
Let's see what you've got, boy. Not your day, is it, Victor? To your health, gentlemen. You, boy, stop! What are you doing there? Running.
Alright, I like him. He's comedic. What are you doing? Running! He's got my kind of sense of humour when commenting on events. Guards. Guards in blue are the police. If you attack or kill anyone in their line of sight, they will attack.
He's getting away!
Must escape. Shoot him. Oh, I just barely got him. Through the window. No! Through the window!
No getting back in there now. Catch them back at home, I suppose.
You missed his chance. Oh, I didn't attack. Dodge the other attacks. Okay. Can I replay? There's no option for that. We'll just continue. Free running. Hold shift to sprint and automatically jump. Yeah, it's a bit late for that. Shift and space to jump higher and farther. Shift and E to execute a controlled descent.
Don't run off! The part where I spill your guts and drag them off the pond. Just want a little word.
Francs or Franks or whatever it is. It's probably Franks, isn't it?
Je vous imagine bien.
To think all these places are interiors, or many do anyway. That's way beyond the previous games. Maybe that's why it has so many issues, because it has not just buildings on the outside, but actual interiors. Steep. Yeah, it does a little spin as it descends. Drop. What's the symbol with the sun? Francs. bit of bad animation there where he's clipping into the building. That's inside. Is there a window or something? Oh, this is that place I went to earlier on. Wait, no, is this the place I just went into? Yeah, I think it is actually. So there should be a chest. There we go. Yeah, we just went in out and back in. 100 francs, sorry. Used the ACU games. I see it. Oh, nice. Can I get out a window the other way? Maybe? Unlikely. No, alright, let's go.
La vérole doit lui manger la cervelle.
So what's this ribbon thing? Oh, it's right here. Cockade. And then it leaves an empty silhouette. So I know I've collected it and what it looks like. Which I guess is good if you're following a guide, because then you look at places you've done and you know that you've done. That's a weird climb. Some buggy climbing. Ah, right, first time looking at the map. Is that 3D? It is. Oh, you can rotate and everything, that's cool. So I'm here. What's that? Oh, there's so many things. Come on, man, that's too much. And the one thing I was looking for isn't there. I wanted to know what this blue assassin logo is about. Guide? Oh wait, no, I'm there. No, that's the thing. That's me. Let's just check. Oh, that's me. That's me. Right. So what's that? That's just a location. And that's... Is that my destination? No, it's a viewpoint. That's my destination, of course. So there's a chest over here. And there's a chest over there. Can I just set it? Like that? Or that? Space there. Handy. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Is there no way to cross? Yes, there is. Francs. We're going to take them all the way as we go north. was trying to save time by just dropping down and running through.
Je crois qu'il est temps que je m'éclipse discrètement et sans tarder.
It's here. Is that underground? No, it's just the marker doesn't match.
Why so bashful? Bashing's the only thing I got in mind! And if I kick you so hard up the arse, your teeth get red. No, you don't!
It's hard to see with the bloody building. Oh my gosh. I needed to dodge that one. Well, that was a nice run. Guess I'm dead. Oh, that's me. I got the chest though. Yeah.
Il n'est pas dit qu'une femme mettra la main sur tu dis prudent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Halt! I grow tired of this, citizen.
What's that? A shop. Oh, it's very close by.
Maintenant, où va-t-il donc?
A weird jump. Physics in this game don't make a lot of sense. Or at least the climbing. Let's see what's this one. What? Why are you stopping? What's inside? Oh, window. Oh, it's above.
travail, je n'en le connais mal, mon frère. Tu te souviens que c'est à ton frère que tu fais du tort.
Let me go. The climbing is annoying me in this game. I push in a direction and it doesn't go. Unless it's staying snapped on or jumping away. If I want to just step onto the balcony, I climb onto it. Doesn't like it.
Faites un peu attention. Oh!
Is there a thing you love?
On ne voit pas ça tous les jours.
Oh, is that a quick travel point? Nomad point? What the hell's that? It's probably a quick travel, right? By going to the map, I ended up making it lose the tag. That's above. In. Please just go in, stop jumping past the window. Francs. Nearly half the collectibles in the area. Or the chest. Right. Here we go. Over a sewer. Sequence 1, Memory 3, High Society. Elise leaves for Paris in the morning. Sneak into the ball at the Palais de Versailles to spend the evening. Oh, police.
Bonsoir, Olivier. Has Monsieur de la Serre returned?
Senor de la Serre is not expected until late.
Ah, well. I suppose I'll just pass the time with Elise, then.
Don't get your hopes up just yet. Mademoiselle is at a private soiree in her honor at the palace.
A party? I wasn't invited.
Neither were the horses.
I'm sure she just misplaced my invitation. I'll find my own way in. How late is late?
Perhaps an hour, perhaps 3, perhaps not at all. I do not question the comings and goings of my betters.
I'll just wait here, then.
Oh. So it's not going to go smooth. I'm surprised by how huge this reflection is. It's got the whole corridor. Nicely done. It's not accurate, but it's nicely done. So is this when I start just playing with things?
Le tragique. Too depressing.
Open a secret passage, maybe, by touching the clock.
Mémoire de Monsieur d'Artagnan. Elise's favorite. I could just slip it under the door. He'd see it the instant he returned.
I can interrupt this.
Elise never enjoyed these high society balls. She'll be home soon.
High hopes. Could sit and play the piano.
Hop, hop.
There. Safe and sound. and only slightly delayed. And now, to the palace.
Damn it, Arno.
I couldn't sneak through a sewer in these threads, much less a ball. Here, here, mon ami. Let me take care of that.
Well, thank you, young man.
Yoink. Elderly old man just shakes away. So we look like one of those people who should be. We were just talking about them dressed in black.
Maximilien Robespierre. No guest.
Arno. Le Chevalier du Télème.
Invitation, s'il vous plaît.
About that, I had one, of course, but on the way.
No invitation, no admittance. Now clear the queue. Next, please.
This guy's so special. That's unique.
Charles Gabriel Siver.
Charles Gabriel
Two
Siver.
guests. Next, please.
He's gonna matter. I think they forced us in here with the similar time of war to not let us mess around outside.
As you say.
I think I need to get inside and go through. Oh, there's a window open. Wait, is my frame rate awful? What time is it anyway? It's gone midnight. What I could do is end the stream soon and then check the footage, so I can tinker with the settings.
Third estate practically up in arms. They're having a party.
What's this party for, anyway?
Not sure. Some kind of confirmation ceremony for the Delasair girl.
Stealth navigation. Press Control to navigate somewhere. Cool. That's new. He's not moving, is he?
Is it shift change yet?
Huh. So I can just go around him.
Look at that one. Pretty Pretty sure his shoes cost more than my rent.
Where do we go? Oh, right here. Wait, I just tried to climb here and I saw the window was closed.
You up there! Stop! Get down!
Will you let me back in if I do?
What? Certainly not!
Well then, if it's all the same to you, I think I'll stay up here.
You, come here!
Probably shouldn't have admitted it. Just say, "Oh, I'll find the stairs. I'm down."
I'll see you in the garden later, yes?
Of course.
These guys are important.
Quite the turnout this evening.
I can't remember the last time we were all together like this.
It must have been that business with,
With killing Anna's father? Yes.
M'accorderiez-vous cette danse pour gentilhomme?
Merci. Un autre jour.
For sure, the pen
Cheers.
would riot.
Elise de la Serre. The only daughter of Francois and Julie de la Serre, Elise grew up in a modestly wealthy but incredibly privileged environment. As a member of the aristocracy in the waning days of the Ancien regime, she had access to the finest tutors, medicine, and food available. After her mother's death in 1778, Elise spent a great deal of time travelling, including several years of study in Paris.
King, new taxes and not further concession on the representation. So I said to her, Marie. You call her Marie? Of course. I've known her for years. What do you expect? She's half
I'll not be made a mock of by the likes of you.
I know she spends her nights gambling in dockside bars. And that's the least of the rumors.
She always did love the chase.
Just teleports it then. Sneak in.
You
That's
seem to have
slugfish, wasn't it?
caused quite a commotion.
Well, what can I say? You were always a bad influence.
Oh, you were a worse one.
Yay.
Are you wearing one of my father's suits?
Are you wearing a dress?
Don't even start. I feel like a mummy wrapped up in this thing.
Must be quite an occasion to get you so fancy.
It's not like that. Truth be told, it's a lot of ceremony and pontification. Dull as dirt.
Well, when you don't invite me to your parties, everyone suffers.
I did try, but my father was adamant.
Your father?
Go. I'll distract them.
What? You're kicking me out?
It's complicated. I'll explain later, but for now, out the window.
Oh, no. You're not turning this into a repeat of that apple orchard.
Stop being such a baby. I'm sure there aren't any guard dogs this time. Go!
Could have asked where the father is. She might know.
Billiard room at all, was it?
Don't get into conflict.
Could have been on party duty, but no. Waste of time. There's nobody out here.
The hell? There's something about that man. Oh well.
Can we go? guy at the door to move away. This isn't gonna work. Oh, is that how I do it? Do I lure them away? Oh, he just decided to leave. Okay, I didn't expect that.
I'm just paranoid.
Yes, you are. Bye. I didn't jump across then. I just exited. Wait, where'd that guard go? Is that him? Yeah. No. Maybe. Two of them.
Who's even going to come out here?
10 to 1 I end the night cleaning a rich man's vomit off my shoes.
Which way are you going? Get down. Alright.
You alright, monsieur? Too much of the king's champagne? Monsieur? Monsieur de la Serre! Monsieur de la Serre!
Sivir, come away! Guards! Help! Murder!
Well,
he's killed Lord de la Serre.
This is the worst outcome. Not only did we not get the letter to him in time, but he's dead, and we're framed for it. Damn. Alright, we didn't get into conflicts, we just got knocked out. Poor de la Serre. Was he conspiring with Templars though? Is that what betrayed him in the end? Or was he innocent and in their way? Or was he assassinated?
No! It wasn't me! Damian wielded the knife! Please, have mercy!
Gallia est omnis divisa in partes tres.
They're killing us! Oh God, have mercy! They're killing the prisoners in here!
That's enough of that, you degenerate!
Where's he nude? Wait, he's got all those luxuries and he's screaming about murder.
Where am I?
In hell.
Oh, assassin symbols. Bleeding effect. People in here are assassins. How many? The Bastille. The Bastille was one of the many construction projects undertaken by Charles V and was intended to protect the Port Saint Antoine Gate and its adjoining Saint Paul Palace. As the centuries wore on and the fortress became less useful as a fortification, it was used more and more often as a prison, finally being completely dedicated to that purpose under the reign of Louis XIII. The prisoners held there, who rarely numbered more than 40 each year, were mostly common political prisoners. Most commonly political prisoners. In 1789, the Bastille was deemed useless and was costly to maintain, with 250 soldiers for a mere 9 prisoners. I had an idea for how to bring the cost down. Fire 247 soldiers. Their system is like having a plane with one seat but hundreds of captains. Hang on, that sounds brilliant. Shut up, shut up. This was at a time when Paris was packed with prisons of all shapes and sizes. Nonetheless, it was seen as a symbol of the oppression of the ancient regime. And when the French Revolution broke out, it was one of the first buildings to be looted and destroyed. The revolutionaries' quarry became quite literally that, as the mob demolished the building and put its stones to better use. Some of the stones were used to consolidate the Pont de la Concorde. Others were taken as individual or collective relics. Many were carved into tiny models of the entire fortress and sold as souvenirs. I bet.
They're coming!
Francois de la Serre. Little information about him is survives. We already read that. Was left to raise his daughter Elise on his own. The new bit is, he died under mysterious circumstances in 1789. Then Sean says, you see this sort of whitewashing a lot when a notable Templar falls out of favour. Someone steps out of line or fails to keep up with the time, and suddenly the rich tapestry that is a unique and lovely human being is reduced to a historical footnote about how terrible they are. So, was de la Serre killed by Templars after he fell out of line or something? A bit like Americans and their celebrities, really. Okay. Honoré Gabriel Ricoetti, Comte de Mirabeau. Born at Le Bignon, Mirabeau suffered a virulent case of smallpox at a young age, which left his face scarred with pockmarks. His family was quite wealthy, and his father obtained for him a commission in the cavalry. But the army was a forfeit for him. Young Mirabeau became embroiled in an affair with his colonial's wife. When the affair came to light, Mirabeau's father had him imprisoned on the Isle de Ré. He spent many years in and out of prison, always one step ahead of creditors, and, more often than not, angry husbands. Later, while imprisoned at Fort de Dieu, he seduced his jailer's wife and escaped with her. He settled in Amsterdam, where he became involved with various occult societies. Later arrested by the police, he was again imprisoned for 3 years in the castle of Vincennes, where he wrote dozens of texts in which he condemned the arbitrary nature of French justice, as well as an essentially pornographic text, Erotica Biblion. He's involved in the occult. I wonder what he did, though. Sean says, at this point I should just say this bed-hopping, war-dodging, erotica-writing, anti-establishment gigolo sounds like the most French man ever. I mean, he took Frenchmanhood to whole new heights. And when I say Frenchmanhood, I am talking about his level of Frenchness, not his French manhood. Actually, I'm talking about that as well. Thanks, Sean. Really appreciate all that info. Once released from prison, his life changed when, in Neuchâtel, he met the Genoese revolutionaries in exile, including financier Etienne Clavier, who would play an important role in Paris. These talented men formed the foundations of Mirabeau's group, and for political reasoning, they wrote, he signed. This explains his prolific production. Politicians have always used ghostwriters. He attacked the banks in his text and in return for payment by another banker, thus allowing him to pay off his mountain of debt. He also attacked French Minister Charles Alexander de Calonne, which led to yet another lettre de cachet and his subsequent exile in Prussia, where he acquired the certainty that the middle classes shall only be freed by joining forces with the lower classes. In any case, the nobility wanted nothing to do with this strange marquis. At the outset of the revolution, he was elected to represent the Third Estate at the Estates General. For all that, the inspiration for his political workshop lay with his friends. Mirabeau, an exceptional orator, was merely their spokesman. The remainder of his story is better known. His services were paid for by the king as early as October 1789, even though the court never heeded his advice. Proof of his secret dealings with the king came with the discovery of the famous iron chest at the Tuileries Palace, containing, among other things, correspondence and a list of payments. However, by this time, he had already been in the grave for 16 months. Prior to his death, when his health, damaged by his excesses, had all but failed him, his last speech was delivered by Talleyrand, but in actual fact had been written by Genovese pastor Etienne Salonian Rebas. That's a lot of text about a guy who I don't know who he is. Like, have we met him?
Coming to kill us all.
Right. Now, did I miss anything else? Yes. District. Le Marais. Located in the heart of Paris, the Marais district's finest hours would come during the 17th century, when the many aristocrats who lived there transformed it into a fashionable district. In the 18th century, the nobility gradually abandoned the district in favour of the Faubourg Saint-Honoré, or the Faubourg Saint-Germain. In spite of this departure, the Marais would always retain its image as an aristocratic district, which meant that with the coming of the revolution, rioters would set about destroying the many symbols of royalty and nobility that were found there. It was a wonderfully convenient sort of one-stop shop for those of the rioters' persuasion. With the revolution, the district changed progressively. The abandoned townhouses were taken up by merchants to form warehouses or workshops. The beautiful homes were thus preserved, and so the Marais became inhabited by more modest people who kept shops or practiced craft trades, which in turn gave way to small factories and semi-industrialized trades of the 19th century. That's it. Oh, small. Oh yes, the cockade. What is this about? A circle of ribbons, usually worn on a hat, the cockade of the Revolution represented the colours we see today in the French flag: blue, white and red, sometimes known as the tricolour. The idea of the three-colour flag was represented to Louis XVI by Lafayette during their meeting at the Hotel de Ville on 17th July 1789. Next to the blue and red colours of the cockade of Paris, Lafayette had added the white cockade of the monarchy, conferring upon the sovereign a central role in the new definition of powers. Note that the king didn't last, but his symbol did. Okay.
Will no one deliver us?
Equations written on it as well. We can't see it in detail. Anyway, as I said, it's now midnight, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna check the footage and see how it did. I really hope it came through alright. It seemed fine on screen apart from a couple of frame drops, but when I looked over to the OBS capture, it was suffering occasionally. Well, a lot near the beginning, but then occasionally later. Hopefully it's okay. I'm gonna have to tinker otherwise. So thank you all for tuning in, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next stream where we will continue Assassin's Creed Unity. Although I might intersperse some other games. We'll see.